And you are tuned into the Urban Midday right here on www.bogartradio.co.za. And we are also filming for our YouTube podcast, simply Bogart Radio, man. It is definitely going down. Right about now, we are about to do a Miss South Africa takeover. The controversy on social media, and if you have been watching The Crown Chasers, the television reality TV show that just covers the journey of the top 16. And with her beautiful presence, I find
beautiful.
Thank you.
She definitely deserves a horn, man. Naledi Matlakala, who was the second contestant to be voted out of the reality TV show that is currently being broadcast on SABC3 on Saturday. She is a 24-year-old from Midrand in the Gauteng province. She's currently pursuing her BCom law qualification at UNISA. Naledi, how are you doing, my darling? Welcome to Bogart Radio.
Hi. I'm finally excited to be here. Very, very excited. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
And how is life just outside the Miss South Africa schedule?
It's quite an adjustment, you know. The show did kind of wrap up shooting a few weeks ago, but I had to leave earlier because of my elimination.
Yes.
And just the readjustment of it all, it's such a weird
Coming back
because I remember even in my farewell message to the organization and to everybody, I was like, I'm gonna miss this was my world. I'm gonna dream of it a lot because it's so crazy and it really takes over your reality. So it's still a bit of a readjustment, but it's exciting being out here. It's exciting being exposed as part of the finalists who made the cut. So
quite
I've
amazing.
been enjoying that a bit.
Is your dress ready?
My dress?
For the 10th? Who are you going to be wearing?
I still don't have any idea, you know. But there are like conversations I have with people. It's just that weekend seems to be busy. What is going on?
It's a crazy weekend. The 10th,
It's a long weekend.
Especially on
Women's Day.
Exactly. The Women's Day, the entertainment calendar, the Maverick City concerts happening.
Oh, it's happening next week.
Yeah, on the 10th.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
That's why. So I've been really struggling to just get the preparations with the people that I had in mind. But I know something's going to work out.
It's gotta work out.
What color do you think I should wear? Looking at my skin.
Bottle green.
Oh,
the earthy tones.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Green looks so good on my skin.
Yes.
So good for you.
And just imagine.
Chocolate melanin.
Oh, my word. Gorgeous, and it's funny you say that. On one of the episodes of Crown Chasers, I was on the green team when we won the cooking challenge.
It's a sign.
I did my research, baby.
I love it.
It's a sign. So now you know. You have an idea.
Green.
And in terms of your why, you know, you enter these shows or you fall in that application, you always have that goal in mind. You know, your early elimination and also post, you know, the reality show or just being, you know, your journey just coming to an end so quickly. Did your why get fulfilled?
You know, it's
wow. Or halfway there.
I think my why got the foot in the door.
Yes.
And more than anything, I remember writing on my application that that's all I need.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on the door, open it for me. And I think they opened it fairly, you know, wide, like wide enough for me to now step through and then continue with what's always been a part of my expression, what's always been a part of my advocacy.
Yes.
So I can't sit here and claim a platform this prestigious, letting me have a place in the top 16 that this why didn't get an opportunity. And this is why top 30 and top 25 was such a vital experience for me, because that's when I got to speak with the judges and have this one-on-one.
So that they can hear you.
So that they can hear me, and they did.
We all need that, hey?
And they did.
Just that 1 second or that 30 minutes or that 5 minutes.
Listen.
Hear me. You pour your heart.
And they did.
Because that dream is just so important. And only that dream can only just be articulated between you and God.
You and God. Ooh, but also in person. When you just make that eye contact. And you just speak
You
with
touch
them.
people's hearts.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it was halfway there, and the rest, I suppose, is on me to take over and run with it. And I do have the plans, I do have the ideas,
Yeah.
but it's always something that was in me anyway. So I don't see much changing except for maybe having more spaces.
Elevated and also the
Opening more
exposure.
doors.
Thank
It's
you.
gonna be too much.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So post this, you writing that application form. What's on your mind? What's going on?
Guys, remember, it's not the application form alone.
Yeah.
The whole process has now transitioned into also an online presence.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So now, in order for your application to be complete and very valid, you also
Yeah.
have to send out the video. Oh yes, so that part was really
How many takes? How many?
How
Angels,
much editing?
lighting,
The lighting, the sound, the articulation, the voice. Yeah.
I won't even lie to you. Shooting my video, I always tell people, was literally chasing the light.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the campaign and the call to entries was something they said with the tagline, "Step into the light and embrace your future."
Own the light. Yeah.
But that day was really me literally chasing the light. I wrote to my Instagram posting the behind the scenes whereby I told people that I didn't even know I would be shooting my video on the day that I shot it.
Oh.
But because things were happening so quickly,
Yeah.
they ended up coming together last minute. That shooting my video, I didn't have many takes. I literally had
one
maybe
take.
2 takes
Girl.
in before the sunset.
Yeah.
So I'm chasing that light so I could get my video
Before the
in
sunset.
and get that
Yeah.
entry in.
And also the order
So-
of the universe, you know,
It-
there's always that
Realigned.
unfolding natural or nature or the
Thank you.
universal
Butterfly
things.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's when I knew that I have a chance. Not
Yeah.
that it's an in, but something just told me that
Faith.
because I fought so much for it,
Yeah.
and it also answered me and worked with me.
Yeah.
When I sent that entry form a few days later, because
prayed.
I prayed, I really did pray. But when you read like all of the rules and the guidelines and the timelines,
Yeah.
we kind of had an idea as an applicant when you'd get a response, and I did
So you-
nothing for those few days while waiting for that call.
Yeah,
Just
the-
waiting for that.
I did nothing.
it's the
the
most
anxiety.
excruciating thing ever.
But the biggest relief
The
you'll
imposter,
read out.
yes, also the imposter syndrome, not feeling worthy, or like, oh, I wish I could have changed 1, 2, 3.
Did you have those moments?
A couple actually.
Naturally, yeah.
Naturally, but I wish. Now that I watch back on Crown Chasers and seeing the self-doubt that I had internally, but also how the impression I was making on people was so different to the conversations I was having internally, has really made me kind of learn a lesson that in order to just believe in yourself, you can't, you have to overcome that voice.
True.
You have to really listen to the one that says you belong, you are worth it. But imposter syndrome was something I really struggled with, because I only had about relief for like 5 minutes of the top 30 until that got in. And I remember when we had the sessions as top 30, I spoke to the life coach that they had with us.
Yes.
And I was like, I feel like running away. I feel like, oh my word, what have I gotten myself? What have I done? I have this urge to just hide.
It's like Survivor.
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
But you can't hide from what you carry.
Yeah.
You can't hide from what you have to say.
You were given it. It belongs to you. But a lot of people are not aware of it, or life just lifed us.
Yeah,
That,
that is
we
true.
dim our light, and
We do.
we define ourselves by our background,
Thank you.
our
A lot,
family,
eh?
our bloodlines,
Our
generational
issues, our struggles.
Yeah, our struggles, and,
I felt
and
so
overcoming
ashamed.
that. Also, as a young black woman, in
As
the
a black
times
woman
that we
in
live
2024.
ooh,
Yeah, you feel so ashamed of not being the quintessential, strong
Yeah.
woman, and because I struggle with anxiety, very
Yeah.
intense anxiety. I'm actually on medication.
Oh.
And
sending love and light, sis.
Thank you, thank you.
You're gonna beat this.
And that really compromised my journey.
Yeah.
But it also made me appreciate my strength a lot more, because imagine having to internally fight yourself, but also
Powerful
present your best self and actually get as far as I did. I am in awe of how far I got. But, yeah,
God bless you, sis.
thank you.
You did it though, hey?
He did it.
That's,
Through it all.
That's going to define.
Despite-
Exactly.
Despite this. Oh, wow.
And it's not easy because you're chasing the crown.
Oh yeah.
It's
Listen,
competitive.
It's a chase.
Sure.
There is no
Literally chasing
There's
the
no
crown.
time to nurse your
There
feelings.
isn't, and I wish there was stronger internal. So I wish I was just a lot less hard on myself because I needed that energy reserved for chasing the crown. It's a literal marathon. You need to preserve your breath. You need to balance yourself. You need to pace yourself. I spent weeks not even eating, not even being able to breathe. Right?
The star.
The star. And it's right. I hated that. I don't know what is happening.
But
with
it's gonna
me.
pay off. Because we
I feel
do
like it's
not.
already paying off.
It is.
We do not labor in vain, guys.
No.
Honestly.
Thank you.
It has in the end it will work out.
True.
Yeah.
It's gonna pay off, you
Yeah.
know, because I don't think God, the universe, or the creator of this beautiful earth that we live in, just sends challenges and curveballs and hurdles just to punish us, guys.
Thank
And
you.
for yourself
There's a
to embrace
greater
this also.
reward.
There
Yes.
should be. There ought to be. Even during the top 30, when we were just waiting for deliberation, I looked at this tweet that said that the will of God will not take you away, it will not protect you and guide you.
Amen.
The provision.
So I like that because I'm reminded of just one of those early days into this journey and experience that I looked at it and I was like, you got me this far, you will guide me and you will protect me.
So do you see yourself embracing this anxiety, mental health specifically?
That's the thing. You don't want to be labeled by.
Yeah.
You don't
Your
want to be defined by also by your
but
your background or
you
your skin
understand?
color or your
You-
sexuality
With
or your
thank
gender.
you. I'm actually somebody who
that label is just wrong.
labels are one part of the problem, and
Yeah.
maybe they are part of why I was so ashamed to speak up and say I'm struggling a little because I didn't want to now
Be
be labeled
labeled
as
as that,
the contestant we have to worry about.
Yeah.
Which
So we can't say that, we can't do this
But
because
it does form a part of my very extensive advocacy.
Yeah.
My advocacy is information as transformation.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, wow.
championing for literacy for both the young and old,
Yeah.
gender and sexualities, right? Then mental health. But like there's a way in which I think of mental health and how its awareness can be made more accessible.
Definitely,
So-
especially with the era of social media.
yeah.
and not just that, I
Yes.
actually think getting out of social media. How do we make awareness?
Digital detox.
Yes. How do we make the mental health awareness campaigns something that is accessible to even the average South African?
Without
How do we deliver
without
it
the
through
data
media?
and exactly.
Yes, without all this English.
Yes.
Just evaluating the language.
Authentically you.
Yes. How
Oh,
do
wow.
we navigate that conversation in townships, in villages? How do
How
we
do you
tell
start?
families and make sure that this information, hence I say information is transformation,
Definitely.
that this information transforms their life effectively. And in one of the ways I conceptualize that this could happen is by just evaluating the mediums of language. Making sure, Uguti, if we're going to speak about mental health, as Kulmen about mental health,
Yeah.
translate it.
And break it down.
Break
and
it down.
also just
Understanding.
exactly explain it or just break it down in the way or communicate it in the way that a 3-year-old or a 7-year-old can
Thank
actually
you.
just
Thank
get the
you.
message right there,
what you s-
getting hitting the core or the nerve of the message.
And that
you know what I mean?
8-year-old who's been struggling for years and
They
just
don't
doesn't
know.
know what's
Thank
happening.
you.
Awareness.
Especially that.
Yeah.
So it's just really, really activating awareness in a meaningful way
Yeah.
is how I thought of mental health. And then also moving on to rehabilitation to end my extensive advocacy because I always believe in restoration. If we're going to talk about all of these plights, let's talk about how we restore. Let's talk about how we build. Let's talk about healing.
Yeah.
And let's look at how that looks.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
actually what makes us to be just phenomenal human beings.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, guys, we are chopping onions on the urban weekend.
Please don't.
Oh my
Me too
goodness.
now, 'cause
Yeah.
Touch it.
And your
It's a very
eyes-
touchy
Yeah,
subject.
because the soul speaks. That's why we did not even send you the questions. Because when it comes to these radio interviews or any podcast, people just cram these questions or
Yeah.
the
To say
answers.
what to do.
Oh,
and then
one thing
they
about
never
my
speak from the
why.
heart.
Oh,
Yeah,
I may not know a lot. You might ask me questions and I may struggle
Yeah.
with them, but not the why.
Yeah.
The why is why I did this.
I
So,
love it, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just catch a little bit of a breather right there. We're still hanging out with Naledi Matlakala, who
The
is,
beautiful.
the beautiful Naledi man,
Hi.
and currently on her Oh my goodness. On her playlist, the song that is currently on heavy rotation, all the beehives are stand up. Oh my goodness. Here is the queen of everything, coming from her Renaissance album that took the world by storm during COVID. Here is Beyonce, I Am That Girl.
Oh, she's that girl.
Khumotso Sibuku, aka Mogul, with my co-host Clavin TK and our amazing honorable guest, yes, Naledi Matlakala, who is a top 15 finalist at this year's Miss South Africa. And beautiful music there coming from the golden girl of the moment, man, Tyler. Yes, with Jump. Ahead of that, requested by yours truly, Miss Naledi, Beyonce, I Am That Girl. Please tell me about that song. What does that song mean to you, Naledi?
It's an anthem.
Yeah.
A lot of the songs from that album are about just the state of being and fully be existing in that.
Just yourself.
I love that album. I'm not even playing. It really plays every morning. That girl's a hype song.
So
it
when
makes
it
you feel
plays,
beautiful.
the girl anthem.
Graceful. It's just like, I'm that girl. It's an affirmation as well.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't believe it before listening. Now you do.
You heard it, guys? Believe it?
Yes.
You are that girl.
But tonight we are that guy. Oh, yes.
Well.
How you doing?
Well.
How you doing?
Ciao.
Oh,
Talking about all girls, you know, when you
Yeah.
put women together, there's bound to be drama.
Yeah.
And, you know, in our everyday streaming schedules, there's this Real Housewives of Dondoni franchise. And one thing that stands out for me is usually the fact that women are so successful at putting each other down.
Definitely.
With your journey and the top 30, 15 or wherever in the crown chases, how is the sisterhood like?
Oh, you know, okay, so with top 30, we all don't know each other
Yeah.
and things like that. So more or less the nerves are also just something that takes precedence. So I don't remember ever forming like these connections at top 30. 'cause
Sisterly bonds? Sisterly
not at
bonds?
top 30 and
Okay.
25, but
Okay.
I was like warming up and I did know a few people prior. But the finalist journey is where the bonds deepen because you have this unique experience that only you guys as a group are sharing.
Yeah.
So only you guys can understand what you're going through. So I did form a bit of bonds with a lot of my roommates, so we changed roommates a lot. So at first I had a very nice bond with Renette, who was the contestant eliminated in the episode before mine.
Oh, wow,
Love Renette. I call her Brunette Barbie.
Oh.
She's the most elegant and graceful girl,
Yeah.
and she took care of me. Remember when I told you guys I wasn't eating and everything?
She was
Renette
nice.
was forcing me to eat in our rooms, getting me room
Oh,
service,
God bless her.
hot chocolate, and everything.
man.
You just don't teach that kind of generosity. So she really does have a place in my affections. I adore Mia. I spent some time with her in top 30 because we were always in the same group. And I always told her that you are such a safe space because you're very calm and you're quiet.
And we
so
need
you calm me
that,
down.
yeah.
So different personalities.
You see, Letu Tula on Miss her, my Tommy. She made me laugh all the time.
Shame.
And then on Tiameti, we know each other from uni. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
felt
Oh.
like familiarity in this
Yeah.
environment. And this dream that we both once had, and now we're there together. We're like, can you believe we're here? We're in the
It's
same race
happening.
and all.
Super unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then Mbumi, finally.
Oh, yes.
Mbumi was my final roommate before
Yeah.
I left. What a woman. What a queen. It was so surreal to just be in the same space as somebody who once really ignited you
Yeah.
and you've watched before. But she's so down to earth and she's so generous with her wisdom.
And she's so strong. I feel like for me, she's the strongest contender.
I mean,
Like, honestly.
strength is something that communicates itself differently now, Khomo. So she might be strong, but so are the others in many other ways. And I don't just say this. I say this because I know them.
And they may not be loudly showing it now.
Trust me, like so much goes into your place in the top 16 and as a finalist, let alone for them to get where they are right now.
Yeah.
That strength communicates itself differently. This is why I also say that I think to myself, who does Mo'Wena like belong to at this point? Because they each bring something so distinctively unique.
Yeah.
They offer something
not
so
something that you
distinctively
just-
unique. You think, okay, this is what's strong, and then you think of, oh, but
Oh,
she has a
this-
story.
yeah.
Oh, but then she has this and she has that, and you realize that that's
Everyone
the
is
point
just-
of it.
Oh.
Miss South Africa is not already a decided, title. The title is kind of defined by the woman that will accumulate it, and it's just looking at the girls. I wholeheartedly believe any one of them. I know it sounds diplomatic, but trust me, those girls,
they're worthy.
After, do you see future friendships like growing to like that sister bond with the previous contestants?
I do. I love Unobuhle. When we say Langa, the surname, she's such bright, and she's the sun.
So sunny, yeah.
Yes, and she's so sweet.
Yeah.
So you just also think of the people you'd like, whose attributes that you find really fresh and refreshing, that you'd like to keep around. And Bumi, I still have her on WhatsApp, and I check her stories, and I'm like, wow, you go girl, so I do. And Onti, just continuing with the bonds that I've made. And Ona as well, like I really adore her. Yeah, Dimple's face.
After, with the intention of coming, maybe you were like, I'm not here to make friends.
No,
like,
never.
I'm not here to make bonds.
It's so funny because I wish I made deeper bonds.
Yeah.
Because I expected the greatest sisterhood.
Yeah.
But guys, life is so real. You know, the environment is already tense.
Yeah.
And there's always
People are not really
struggles.
their true selves because they're chasing Moena, the crown.
That could be,
Oh, yeah.
and maybe even you yourself
Not
kind
your
of
true
hide
self.
away for
Yeah.
a while. I can kind of admit to that. You kind of hide parts of yourself, thinking they're not necessary.
They're gonna use
They're not
this
necessary
against
in this
me. Yeah.
environment
Yeah.
and things like that, right? So I went into there thinking we're gonna have this great sisterhood, but in real life there are people you'll have deeper bonds with, and there are people you just appreciate that you shared the journey with,
The
and
moments
I
and
appreciate
everything.
all 15 of them.
Quite
Something
amazing.
different each and every one of them.
You have no idea. Those girls are fantastic.
And then if you were to be who would you crown? Come on, please, my lady. Come on, don't be modest. Don't downplay it. Like,
No, are you
but-
kidding? Are you not
Okay, who's in the
watching
top-
Crown Chasers?
okay, let's.
Like with Crown Chasers, listen, you watch and it's so hard.
I
It
can
really
imagine.
is. Even when the judges speak that it's so hard, and now I'm watching with my friends, I'm like, guys, I kind of get their position. So currently with watching, there are a few people who've been consistent, but you never ever know. Destiny is something that's already decided.
Sure.
The 10th has already already has that name on
And
the
it's-
card that Bonang is gonna read, and whose head is gonna just like wear that crown. So no matter what we speculate, no matter what we say, and I say, such here thinking it's for anyone to take. I'm not even kidding when I say
And those women are worthy, and it's just
Modern.
you wish it upon them.
I
Like,
do.
yeah, any of
shame.
them. Yeah.
Yo,
No
guys,
favorites.
Listen.
Come on,
We have
lady.
moms.
Okay, give us
We
the
have
top
moms.
five. No,
We have everything. Listen, these are pioneers, change makers.
give us the top five, Naledi.
There's no such.
Okay, who do you predict to be in the top five? Give us the 5 names. We
That's the
demand
least you could do.
Yeah, give us
No.
the 5 names, Naledi, please.
No, Homo. We're not doing that. We're not. Let me tell you, because it's really. I'm not even in that. I don't even know what's gonna happen moving forward.
Yeah.
If I give you the top 5, it's gonna give the indication that I may know something about what's gonna be happening. Who's gonna
yeah.
win the stage? And I really don't. Not even contractually. I
You don't wanna
actually
be
don't.
sued,
I
yeah.
left, guys. I literally left, and the chase continued, and I didn't have any access to what was going on.
Yeah.
And now, because of these questions you're asking me, I actually prefer it that way. I prefer it that way, that I was kept in the dark, okay, about how the rest of the journey pans out. So I can't say for now, but I really do hope the girls just make themselves proud.
Quite amazing. And oh my goodness, time flies when you're having fun. But
So
before you head out, what is your plan for the rest of your journey, success, career-wise? How does the 5-year plan look like for Miss Naledi Matlakala?
So I'm currently just working on enrolling for a PDBA, but I'm gonna continue my BCom law studies as well. More than anything, I just also want more spaces where I can continue having conversations of being an agent.
Yes.
Not only an agent of change, but an agent of your own life.
Oh.
By spreading the thing of knowing that information is close enough to transform your life.
Quite
So
amazing.
if I could have more of this, we
More
speak,
opportunity, yes.
we activate, we move the message. I think I would have made myself more than satisfied.
Quite amazing. And how do we get hold of you across the socials and also some of your amazing work that you're doing?
Oh yeah, like my Instagram is so it's so generous with who I am. I really bring people in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naledi _aim. So Naledi with double I _ aim on Instagram has everything and more into who I am and who I've been.
Quite amazing. And any message for a young lady who's just want to follow in your footsteps or one day dreams of being Miss South Africa?
Don't wait to get ready. You already have so much to offer as who you are right now.
Oh, child.
You always think that you have to be more to belong in spaces and to enter spaces. Who you are right now is more than you know is enough.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Miss Naledi. All the very best with
Goosebumps,
your
goosebumps.
journey.
Am I going to see you guys on the 10th?
Most definitely. We cannot wait.
This is Bogart Man Radio.